I'm Michael Donvito with the Close Combat Institute. We're here with Skallywag Tactical. We have a few knives that we're going to be working for some meat cutting demonstrations, and then later on we're going to try to do some destruction demos on them. Well, we have this piece of meat hanging up. We'll bring out the gunner's mate. Yeah, so that's through shirt all the way in. This would be something that you'd pull out when, you know, maybe you don't have access to your pistol, or, you know, you're just going directly into the position of using it as a weapon. And so what we're gonna do is cause a couple cuts, see what it does. Going across my body. And so that is your wound cavity. I'm gonna get my knuckle as close to the meat as possible, because the way the design of the blade is that if you can get the cut to start down here, that is where the penetration is gonna happen. So it hits and then it rolls. If you could get the blade to start here and then you're putting weight on it, that's where the large cuts lock in. The curve is and it's thin. So you know, I mean, it's hefty as far as the thickness, so I mean, it's gonna be durable, but because it's so thin down here, once you start that cut and you put a little bit of ass behind it, what happens is it just penetrates really, really well. That's the problem with a lot of blades that you'll start to see that are thick right here as it's, you know, locking in. So, I mean, you can easily just drive this down like that. So we switched out the last slab of meat for some pork ribs here to show that a number of the other knives, regardless of stabbing through, what's it going to do to the bones here, and is it able to penetrate all the way in. That's low. Yeah, that cut right through it. It's right there. This is about done. That just parted it. Work in. Yeah. The reason that you do this is as you're cutting through, you're noticing that it's not damaging the blade as it's locking in, and it's still causing trauma. So the problem is having cheaper materials on your build for your knife, so something that is manufactured. Hitting something that hard, a lot of times you'll ding the blade a little bit. In turn, people are afraid of hitting something hard, and so with the D2, you can pretty much hit metal, you can hit concrete, you can hit bone, and still be able to come back and continue to do your stuff. This was one of the slashes. I don't know if you can see that. That's in the bone. I did not realize just how much penetration and how easily it would cut through and cause massive trauma with very, very little effort.